Why are you staying poor? Why are you continuing to believe the lies that keep you broke, poor, and unhappy? Well, here are the 10 most destructive money beliefs that you probably believe a few of these. You need to eradicate these, eliminate, completely destroy these out of your life so you can become rich. Here we go, and stop falling for them. Let's roll. All right, first one is there's not enough money for everyone. A zero-sum game. A zero-sum game means this. There's a winner and there's a loser. There's nothing in between. When it comes to sports, when it comes to events and things of that nature, yeah, there's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser, unless there's a tie, which hopefully they can figure out who the real winner is. You have to switch your mindset to this. Money is limitless. Just because someone else is doing quite well means that I can also do quite well. And one thing I've also figured out is do not compare yourself to people's highlight reels on Instagram or anything of that nature. A lot of what I do is just eliminate social media from my phone. I only access social media on the computer because the reality is if you really do believe there's not enough money for everybody, you're right. However, if you believe there's enough limitless money, and when I say limitless, I don't mean there's literally infinite money, but there's infinite opportunity to create opportunities to make money. And just because someone is doing very well, just because someone looks like they're having the lifestyle that you want, does not mean you cannot have that lifestyle as well. So switch it to, just because someone else is doing well, I can also do well, and we can also help each other throughout that process. That's why I find it so interesting when there's sales organizations and it's a dog-eat-dog world. The reality is if you help your compatriot next to you and they help you, that's a symbiotic relationship, and that can help you to realize that money is actually not a zero-sum game. Money is as I go up, I bring people up behind me, and as they go up, they bring up behind me, and it's a very good symbiotic, positive relationship. So do not believe there is plenty of money for everybody as long as you're willing to work for it and work on yourself. Okay, number 2 is I need initial money to make money. How's the phrase goes? Well, you need money to make money. Wrong. Switch to this. I need creativity to find new opportunities. And I need commitment to follow through on those opportunities, and then I need courage to overcome the obstacles in those opportunities. Creativity, finding new opportunities. The internet gives us bandwidth to touch literally billions of people. Yes, not millions, not hundreds of thousands, billions of people. That is literally, talk about the last one, limitless. There are so many opportunities on the internet and just around you if you start opening your eyes to it. You want to know what's really funny? You know, last time you bought anything, like the first car I bought, I thought, oh my gosh, this is like a rare car. It's not really going on. It was a Toyota, so it wasn't rare. But I thought to myself, I didn't see many of these rolling around town. And when I bought it, guess what I started seeing everywhere? That car. I started seeing my little Toyota everywhere. I thought, oh my gosh, how did that happen? The reality is this. If you focus on something, you're going to find it. If you focus on opportunities, and the question you want to ask yourself is, what opportunities are in front of me? And what opportunities can I find? You want to ask yourself open-ended questions because once you ask that question, your mind will begin attempting to, and successfully at some point, answering that question. How can I do this? That's a great open-ended question to, how can I find another opportunity to make more money? And that's the first step. Then you go to committing. I am going to commit to finding new opportunities every single day. And then inevitably, those speed bumps come. But the reality is this. I've realized this. Whenever I have anything that's uncomfortable, almost anything when it comes to developing myself, that feeling of being uncomfortable means you're in the right direction. When you go and you're on that path to slay the dragon, it's very uncomfortable. The hero never thinks, I'm going to be valiant, I'm going to be courageous, and I'm just going to go conquer that dragon. No. There's times of doubt. There's times of discouragement. There's times of, honestly, failure. But use those failures to help guide you towards the path that you need to go on. Left or right? Which one is it? Well, left I failed, so let's try right. And you continue and throughout time, you can take all those mistakes you've made and say, I've made a bunch of mistakes, and that's why I'm successful. Michael Jordan says, I've missed how many tens of thousands of shots in his NBA career, and he's still touted as pretty much one of the best. Mistakes do not mean you fail. Mistakes mean you learn from them and you move forward. So you do not need money to make money. You need creativity, commitment, and courage. And courage is not something valiant. It's something that I have this opportunity in front of me. I've committed to it. And now I'm going to have the courage each and every day to wake up and show up and actually do something about it. Not just thinking about it or contemplating. Because thinking about it does nothing. But actually doing something about it can make you successful. Okay, number 3 is money is the root of all evil. And this actually comes back from the Great Book. The Great Book really says the love of money is the root of all evil. Wrong is money is the root of all evil. Correct is the love of money is the root of all evil. Now, I don't love money, but I love what money can do for me. Money can open up opportunities that I couldn't do. And loving that process of earning that money, helping others, because the reality is this. I think Jim Rohn said this. Jim Rohn said this many years ago. He's one of my audio mentors and video mentors. He said, if you want to make $1 million, help 1 million people. The amount of money you make, your income is very, very tied very closely to the amount of personal development you are doing and the amount of people that you're helping. So you help more people achieve their goals, achieve their dreams. Your dreams are certainly going to be accomplished. And again, love the process, not the product. The product is I earn money, so I get this money so I can do something with it. The process is who am I becoming throughout this process? And that is so much more important than the actual dollar figure. Number 4, rich people make their money at the expense of others and are selfish. Do you know how many jobs billionaires in this country create? How many people are employed by these people? How many people's livelihoods are dependent upon these large investors, these large millionaires and billionaires that create jobs? They could buy a bunch of yachts, but the reality is they invest back into their companies almost exclusively. Yes, you may see some of these people buying huge mega yachts, mega mansions, things like that. But the reality is they're spending a ton more money into developing their business, developing themselves and developing their employees. I find it so interesting. So switch this to most rich people invest most of their money back in their business. Okay, fair enough. To expand the business and hire more people. If you had a business and you were focusing on expanding and hiring more people, is that selfish? I propose no. Rich people spend money on these mega yachts or mega mansions, which are the things I think of immediately. But guess what? That mega mansion and that mega yacht employed a lot of people to create. Spending the money actually creates more jobs and a trickle-down effect. And obviously, focusing on their business specifically helps out immensely. Next, rich people are obsessed with money. That kind of dovetails off the last one. Switch this to, most rich people are obsessed with creating and building things. Money is the vehicle to do these things. If you wanted to buy a home tomorrow and there were no access to credit, guess what? You need money to do that. If you want to go on a plane flight to go visit someone you care about, guess what? You need money for that plane flight. That is the vehicle you need to do something you want. So just imagine money is amoral, which means it's neither good nor bad. It can be used for immense good or immense bad. Just like fire. Fire can either warm you outside on a campfire or it can burn the whole campsite down. It depends on how you use it. And the more money you make shows yourself and others the actual kind of quality person you are. Haven't you ever seen those people that, they changed because of their money? No, the reality is they showed themselves who they actually were when they had money. And hopefully, that's to become a better and better person each and every day. Next, you can't buy happiness, or money doesn't matter. Oh man, this is so silly. You want to know who focuses more on money? The broke people. People who have no money. People who are struggling. People focus on, how am I going to afford fill in the blank? When money is free flowing and you're comfortable in your financial state, you don't think about money very much. I am by no means rich, but I don't know what that means anymore. But I don't really think about money very much. I think about the process on becoming. And through that process of becoming the best version of yourself, the money flows. And I know that sounds esoteric or philosophical, but the reality is truly the personal development you put into yourself makes you a more attractive person, and opportunities attract people. You will attract opportunities to the degree of how quality of person you are. So if you want to attract good opportunities that are lucrative, become the best version of yourself. Yeah, money gives you the more freedom to do things you want. That's freedom. Having the freedom to choose how you spend your time and what you can do. That can lead to happiness. So although money can't buy happiness, money can give you the freedom that I think most people want in order to have it be a product to create happiness. If you had 100% freedom of all your days, of all your hours, and everything you do every single day, I can't think of something more exciting than that. And that is what I'm talking about. Okay, next. My parents were poor and middle class, and so will I be. And so I will be. Let's look at this really quick. Look at the CNBC article. Did you know that nearly 68% of the world's richest people are self-made? How about that? So that means almost 70% of people who have a net worth, what is it, $30 million or more. So we're talking about the upper echelon of people. We're all self-made. 67.7% were self-made. Now, very few of those were inherited, and very few of those are family fortunes. Almost 70% were self-made. That's crazy. That means these people worked their patooties off, saw the opportunity, committed to it, and were courageous each and every day to conquer those speed bumps and adversity. If you can't do the commitment and the courageous towards the adversity, you're not going to be rich. You're not. Those beliefs have to be totally altered into you being creative, committing, and then conquering or courageous. If you can't do those things, that's literally the foundation of becoming a rich person. And I don't mean rich in monetary sense. I mean rich in self, rich in your beliefs about yourself and others. And you're able to earn as much as you can, as much as you progress towards. Again, people who are poor in their mind, they'll be poor in their pocket. People who are rich in their mind will be rich in their pocket. You have to work very hard for that, though. It's not like one day you have these beliefs that I'm a rock star and I can do this on the other and the money happens. No, you have to work towards it each and every day, and a lot of times each and every hour. You have to conquer things and see those speed bumps, and at times where you feel anxious or uncomfortable, to power through that and choose the tougher path, the path of most resistance. I find it so interesting. Our whole lives now, think about it. I'm in a house, air conditioned, clothing, lights, everything's so comfortable. It has made us very, very weak as humans, especially in the Western world. We have so many conveniences, but I'm attempting to, this is, again, not perfect here, but attempting to choose the path of most resistance every single day. It's not fun. It's really not fun. It's fun about 1% of the time. The other 99% is grind. And again, almost 70% of people with a net worth of $30 million or more were self-made. So they were rising and grinding every single day. And you can do that too. So the fact of the matter is, you don't need to let anyone in your past, your family, your auntie, doesn't matter who it is, don't let anybody limit you, because you can write your ticket as high as you go. Next one. Oh man, I hear this all the time. I am not good with money. What does that even mean? How about you switch this to, I can learn to be good with money? And the real issue is our government schools don't teach you one thing about money. That's the really unfortunate part. But the reality is I wasn't taught a lot of things in life, yet I've learned these things. You want to know what's a great resource? The internet. The internet can be immense good and immense bad. Staring at yachts of super billionaires on Instagram, not good. Developing yourself, listening to motivational speeches, listening to inspirational anything for that matter, developing yourself personally, that's good. You can have the best mentors that no one had access to just a few short years ago in your pocket from the computer. You can have your mentors, I say mentors because most of my mentors are dead. I have my mentors in my ear every single day, mentoring me to become the best version of myself. Now, if that's not one of the best inventions ever, I don't know what is. But open yourself up to learning. Open yourself up as being a student, because the reality is you're going to be a student the rest of your life. You're never going to come to a place where you've arrived. If you come to the place where you've arrived, as some people call it, I believe that's when you start dying, especially mentally. There's no arriving. There is only progressing. Next, it's selfish to want a lot of money. Selfish, right? Imagine if I popped in $1 million in your bank account today. I mean, right this second. Wouldn't you be able to do a lot of good with that? Yeah, I think so. I know so. How about you switch this to, I want to impact myself and others positively with my money. The only way you're ever going to have that $1 million in the bank, poof, it doesn't poof. It's a long process. The only way you're ever going to make that happen is if you continue to develop yourself into a higher quality person. The highest quality people are the most successful in every arena in life. Financially, with their spouse, with the world, with business. They have to become a rich person inside before they can become the rich person outside. Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Stephen Covey. He writes, there needs to be personal victory before there's any public victory. Once you have that personal victory, then you can move into the public victory. Jordan Peterson, clean your room. Do not think you're going to conquer the world until everything in your house is in order. Everything that you can see around you is in very, very tight order. If your whole world is in tight order, then you can talk about going out. But until you have that tight order in your life, there's no reason for you to think that you're going to do anything special. Because at that point, you're really not special. You're one of about almost 8 billion, 7.5, something like that. You're one of very, very many. Doesn't make you not special, but you're not special yet. You have to work on yourself and do that hard work that's not fun at all, but worth it in the long run. So switch it, switch the it's selfish to want a lot of money to it's actually selfless to want a lot of money, because if you use that money wisely, the money will keep on coming. The riches, not just in money, but in life, will keep on coming to you. So switch that to, I want to have as much money as possible to impact positively myself, my family, and those around me. That, I think, is one of the true exciting parts of life. Number 10, and I hear this one, oh my gosh, I deal with this one sometimes. I am comfortable with the money I make. Guess what? People do not make changes when they're comfortable. Again, people do not make changes when they're comfortable. But want to know when people do make changes? When they hit rock bottom. When things suck. When things are absolutely terrible, that's when intense change happens. You don't have to wait until you're at rock bottom to make changes, though. You can begin to start today making incremental changes in your life. And that's what life is all about. There's no such thing as a overnight success, as much as you may think there is. There is someone who's done incremental work on themselves, on their business, developing themselves, developing everything around them, but firstly, inside of them. They develop themselves first, incrementally every single day. There's no such thing as a overnight success. There's no such thing as, I just started doing this last week and look how successful I am. No. Overnight successes take between 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And that's okay. You just have to know there's light at the end of the tunnel, even when you're going through that tough part of really developing yourself personally. It's not fun. Believe me, there's times where I have to look myself in the mirror and say, oh, how could I have handled that differently? I was a complete imbecile to whoever, to myself, to people around me. Why did I make that decision? The reality is I'm an idiot most of the time. I actually look at myself in the mirror and say, how can I make this situation better? And then actually humbling yourself, going to say sorry, asking for forgiveness from others or yourself, and moving forward. Switch to this. I am grateful and content with my current situation. I will work on becoming uncomfortable, as that's the only way to grow. The only way you can grow is by being very uncomfortable, is by being rather discomfort a lot of times. Doing things that are uncomfortable suck. But guess what? Just like going to the gym and doing something new, the more you work out the muscle, guess what? The muscle begins to grow and become stronger. But the only way you can start having that growth is by being uncomfortable. It's the only way to grow. I wish there were an easier way. I wish there was I'm just going to sit back, lay, and hang out for a while, and that's going to make you have success. Believe me, I wish it was like that, but that's not reality. Live in reality, not a fantasy. Well, those are my 10 most destructive money beliefs that people keep falling for. How to stop being poor. Invoke these. There's a ton of money for everybody. Switch your mindset from a zero-sum game where there's winners and losers to a symbiotic game. There are winners and winners. Surround yourself with people who are in this win-win situation. If someone is going to cut your throat, of course, illustratively, to have their success, you just step on people below them. That's not the kind of person you want to be around. You want to be around the people who are saying, positive, win, let's go do this together and conquer it. Surround people with those. Surround yourself with people like that. Oh man, you will find success probably quicker than most people. All right, so those are the beliefs. Make sure to eliminate those and switch them. See, the thing is, whenever you start a new habit or change one of your beliefs, you have to replace it with something. You can't just cast something out, because if you take everything off, there's nothing left. You have to keep adding better things into your life. I call it upgrading your personal self. Upgrading yourself. Keep upgrading yourself on these 10 things. That's all I got for you guys today. Have a great rest of the day, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.